You walk into Costco, see a 75-inch 4K TV for $499, and think you've hit the jackpot. $499 for a screen that size? Your neighbor paid $1,200 for something similar just 2 years ago. You load it into your cart, feeling like the smartest person in the building. 18 months later, you're staring at a dark screen with sound still playing. The backlight's dead. The repair quote? $375 for a TV you paid $499 for. And here's what nobody told you at checkout. You're not unlucky. You're exactly on schedule because that TV was never built to make it to year 3. The cheap TV market in 2026 has a secret, and it's costing people hundreds of millions of dollars a year. The math that doesn't add up. Here's the thing about cheap TVs in 2026. The prices look insane. It's a 65-inch 4K smart TV at Walmart for $278, a 75-inch at Costco for under $500. These aren't Black Friday doorbusters anymore. This is Tuesday. This is March. This is the regular price. Your brain does the calculation. Bigger screen equals better value, right? Especially when that 75-inch TCL is cheaper than the 55-inch Sony, sitting 3 aisles over for $749. The specs look identical on paper. 4K resolution, HDR support, 144 Hz refresh rate. Smart TV features. One costs $499, the other costs $749. Obviously, you take the $499 one, except there's a number that's not on the spec sheet, and it's the only number that actually mattered. How many hours until it fails? Testing lab RTing spent 3 years torturing 100 TVs to death, not using them nor torturing. 18,000 hours of maximum brightness HDR content, the kind of use that simulates about 10 years of typical household viewing. And what they found should terrify anyone who just bought a budget TV. 64% of edge-lit LCD TVs developed significant uniformity issues. Dark patch, bright spots, that cloudy, uneven look that makes dark scenes unwatchable. But here's the real kicker. 3 of those TVs started showing problems at 2,200 hours of testing or sooner, which equals around 1 year of use for a typical US household. 1 year. The engineering shortcut you're paying for. Let me explain what edge-lit actually means, because this is where manufacturers are playing games with physics. A traditional TV has LED lights spread across the entire back panel, even heat distribution, even light distribution. It's thicker, it's heavier, and it costs more to manufacture. An edge-lit TV crams all those LEDs along the bottom edge, sometimes the sides, and uses a light guide sheet with thousands of tiny bumps to spread that light across the screen. It's clever, it's cheap, and it runs dangerously hot. Some edge-lit TV models recorded LED temperatures as high as 123 degrees Celsius under full brightness. That's 253 degrees Fahrenheit. You can't touch that with your bare hand, and those LEDs, they're running at that temperature for hours every single day. One repair technician on the Bad Caps forum put it bluntly. I have found no matter what type of repair you do to replace one LED in a chain, you will be back again to replace the rest one by one. As if one is short or open, it will leave the rest weak. It's the Christmas light problem. One LED fails, the whole string starts dying, and manufacturers know this. Also, they've known it for over a decade. RTINGS investigated the uniformity issues on Samsung and LG edge-lit models and found the problems were nearly identical across all the edge-lit TVs in our test, regardless of the manufacturer or model, because their fundamental design is identical. Samsung's response? They said edge-lit technology has been reliable for over 15 years, and they've continuously improved thermal management, but the test results tell a different story. Almost 60% of LCD TVs with edge LED or no local dimming experienced complete or partial failures in the longevity test. The Walmart shopper's dilemma. A Walmart customer posted about their Vizio M420NV. Bought it, loved it during bright scenes, then started noticing something weird during dark scenes. Shapes appearing from the LED backlights. One corner way brighter than the rest. They returned it, got another one, same problem. They wrote, "Now the light leaking has grown and gotten brighter. It's extremely distracting and basically unacceptable. Anytime I have a mostly black screen now, it just looks completely clouded out on the right, with a very bright area taking up the upper left corner. That's not a defective unit. That's edge-lit technology working exactly as designed. The design just happens to be fundamentally flawed." Consumer Reports tested the Vizio VFD32M and gave it a brutal assessment. Poor viewing angle, no native HDR, full array LED backlight with no local dimming zones, so contrast and black levels looked terrible. Dark scenes in movies like The Batman ended up looking flat and gray instead of intense. and Reddit users posted videos showing slow image rendering with visible pixelation. But here's what makes this infuriating. Vizio still sells these TVs. Walmart still stocks them. And nowhere on the box does it say, "Warning, this will look like garbage in 18 months." The brand's playing Russian roulette with your money. Not all cheap TVs fail fast. That's what makes this so insidious. Some people get 3, 4, even 5 good years out of a budget. Hisense or TCL. One Reddit user has a Hisense from 2013 that's still running in 2025. 12 years? That's legitimately impressive. But you're not buying a TV model from 2013. You're buying a 2025 or 2026 model, and the race to the bottom on pricing has changed everything. Hisense and TCL get decent marks from Consumer Reports for reliability among budget brands. But even they're not immune to the edge-lit problem. RTINGS tested multiple TCL and Hisense edge-lit models and found the same thermal issues, the same uniformity degradation, the same LED failures. Meanwhile, brands like RCA and Insignia? Amazon reviewer Becky said her RCA TV arrived broken. When I plugged it in, the inside of the screen was damaged. And here's the pattern with Insignia. Reddit reviewers mention that Insignia TVs tend to break just after the warranty expires, not 2 months after, not 6 months after. Right after, like they're engineered with a countdown timer. That's not conspiracy theory territory, that's basic economics. If a manufacturer can shave $30 off production costs by using a cheaper LED power supply that'll last 14 months instead of 36 months, and they're only offering a 12-month warranty, why wouldn't they? The warranty trap. Speaking of warranties, let's talk about what happens when your $499 TV dies in month 13. You call the manufacturer. They tell you to contact the retailer. You call the retailer. They tell you to contact the manufacturer. You finally get through to someone who asks you to ship the TV back at your own expense. For a 75-inch TV, do you know how much it costs to ship a 75-inch TV? More than you want to pay for a TV that's already proven it's garbage. One customer bought an Element TV from Walmart with an extended warranty. It stopped working. Walmart told her to contact Element. She contacted Element, faxed proof of purchase, got a case number, shipped the TV, then called 20 times over the next 6 weeks getting the same runaround. They asked for my tracking number and they promised to send me a TV. It's been a month and a half and I still have not received my TV. The extended warranties sold by retailers, they sound great until you read the fine print. Walmart's product protection plan promises even more comprehensive coverage than the original manufacturer's warranty. But when this customer's TV failed, Walmart just bounced her to the manufacturer and walked away. And here's the genius of it. Most people won't fight a warranty claim for a $499 TV. The hassle isn't worth it. They'll just buy another cheap TV and hope this one lasts longer, which it won't, because it's the same design with the same thermal problems running the same cheap LEDs. The hidden costs start adding up. Let's do the real math. You buy a 75-inch TV for $499. It lasts 18 months before the backlight fails. Repair costs $375, which you're obviously not paying. So you buy another $499 TV. That's $998 over 3 years. Your neighbor bought a Sony for $1,200. Still running strong after 5 years. Cost per year? $240. Your cost per year? $332. You're actually spending more while feeling like you're saving money. And you're dealing with the hassle of setting up a new TV, transferring all your streaming login, and hauling a dead TV to the dump. But the hidden costs go beyond money. It's the hours spent on customer service calls that go nowhere. It's watching your favorite show with dark patches across the bottom of the screen because you're trying to squeeze another 3 months out of a dying TV before you can afford to replace it. And it's explaining to your kids why the TV doesn't work anymore, even though it's only a year old. One Best Buy employee told a customer considering extended warranties, most claims get processed in 7 to 10 business days for mail-in repairs. You ship the device, they diagnose, approve, and either repair or replace. So you're looking at 2 weeks minimum without a TV. During football season, during the playoff, during the show finale everyone's talking about. What the industry won't tell you. Here's what retailers and manufacturers are banking on. You won't do the research. You'll see $499 and 75-inch and 4K, and your brain will shut off. You won't ask about backlight type. You won't Google edge-lit failure rate. You won't check RTINGs for longevity test results. And honestly, most people shouldn't have to do that research. When you buy a TV in 2026, you should be able to assume it'll last at least 3 to 5 years. That used to be the baseline. That's what people expect. But after 10,000 hours of testing, a colossal 64% of edge-lit LED TVs had uniformity issues, whereas those employing direct lit and full array local dimming backlight technologies fared significantly better at an incidence rate of only 20%. Those numbers aren't even close. It's not like edge-lit is slightly less reliable, it's a different category of failure. Samsung argued that edge-lit technology has been reliably used in their LCD products for over 15 years. But their argument misses the point. The question isn't whether edge-lit can be reliable, it's whether it is reliable in the sub-$500 TVs they're selling at Walmart. And the test results scream no. Are the brands that buck the trend? Look, not every budget TV is a time bomb. If you want to roll the dice on something under $750, there are some brands worth considering. TCL and Hisense have the best track records among budget manufacturers. Consumer Reports ranks Hisense at the top for cheap smart TV brand, with solid reliability and owner satisfaction score. Several users speak of how their budget Hisense TVs from 4 or 5 years ago are still in good condition, and one user reveals they've had a Hisense TV they bought in 2013 that's still going strong in 2025. TCL's QM6K and QM8K series use mini LED with quantum dot technology, not edge-lit. That's a huge difference in terms of longevity, but those models cost more. The TCL 75-inch QM6K runs around $900 to $1,100, not $499. You're paying for engineering that won't fail in 18 months. If you absolutely must stay under $500, prioritize these things. Avoid edge-lit if possible. Buy from a retailer with a good return policy like Costco with their automatic 2-year warranty and 90-day no restock fee return window, and size down if it means getting better technology. A 65-inch direct lit TV will outlast a 75-inch edge lit TV every single time. The real cost of going cheap. Here's the brutal truth about cheap TVs in 2026. The manufacturers aren't hiding what they're selling you. The information is out there. The test results are published. The failure rates are documented, but they're counting on you not looking. They're counting on that $499 price tag doing all the talking. They're counting on you being so excited about getting a 75-inch screen that you won't ask why it's $700 cheaper than the competition. And for a lot of people, it works until month 13, until the backlight dims, until the screen uniformity goes to hell, until you're staring at a dark TV with sound still playing, realizing you just turned $499 into landfill. The cheap TV market isn't giving you a deal. It's giving you a choice. Pay now or pay later. Pay $1,200 once for a Sony that'll last 7 years, or pay $499 3 times over that same period, while dealing with failures, warranty runarounds, and the hassle of constantly replacing your TV. The math isn't even close, but the $499 price tag is right there, big and bold on the shelf tag, and the $1,200 feels like too much in the moment. That's the hidden cost, not just the money you'll spend replacing it, the time, the frustration, the compromise of watching a degrading picture for months because you can't afford to replace it yet. The realization that you knew it was too good to be true, but you bought it anyway. How to protect yourself. If you're shopping for a TV in 2026, here's your survival guide. First, never buy based on price alone. Check if it's edge-lit. If the manufacturer doesn't list backlight type in the specs, that's your red flag. It's edge-lit. They'd brag about full array if they had it. Second, read professional reviews from RTINGS, Consumer Reports, or What Hi-Fi. Not Amazon reviews, not Best Buy reviews. People write those reviews the day they unbox the TV. You need long-term reliability data. Third, buy from retailers with generous return policies. Costco is gold for this. Best Buy's good. Walmart and Amazon are fine if you're within the return window, but don't expect much help after that. Fourth, consider waiting for sales on last year's premium models instead of buying this year's budget model. A 2025 Sony or LG on clearance will destroy a 2026 no-name brand at the same price. And fifth, if the deal seems too good to be true, it is. A 75-inch 4K TV for $499 is too good to be true. It exists because manufacturers found a way to build it for $280 and are fine with it failing in 18 months because you can't return it by then. Wrapping up bottom line, the cheapest TV isn't the one with the lowest price tag, it's the one you don't have to replace. So here's my question for you. Have you had a budget TV fail on you early? Drop the brand and how long it lasted in the comments. Let's build a real-world reliability database, because manufacturers sure aren't volunteering that information. And if you want honest TV reviews that actually tell you which models will last before you drop $500 on a gamble, subscribe, because we're going brand by brand, model by model, until everyone knows which TVs are built to last and which ones are built to fail right after the warranty expires.